Alright, we always pray that the mic's gonna be working okay. Hopefully it is. Starting off here, this is our last round 3 match for Bedrock, so our last opportunity to get into the quarterfinals is between these two teams. First team, our orange team, no idea how to say this name, Bkdrsoj, Bkdrsoj, and then Los Peludos on the other side. First map up is going to be Beach. Beach is, I would argue, the most popular competitive map we have just because of this very smooth, very simple mid, get real quick fights. Got one team in here. Blue is Los Peludos, so that's this team. If I butcher any names, I do apologize. I try my best. Both teams are in now, so we get moving in a minute here. I love this cage, the dinosaur one. Is it looking at me? I feel like it's looking at me. Hopefully someone does ping live because I tried and it didn't work. Waiting on player verification, I think, making sure everyone is who they're supposed to be. Then we'll get moving. I think we had someone who changed their name. One of our team captains actually changed their name, and now we're getting confused because Bedrock, it's not like Java. You can't track name changes as well. But looks like we got that figured out. Alright, we're getting moving here. Should see a countdown in a couple seconds. So we start off this game. These league games, a lot of the time, you'll be able to tell who's going to have the advantage in the game based on the very beginning, who gets in mid first, who wins the initial mid battle here. Map like this, you'll probably have them get to mid at the same time because there are basically no space in between here. But you will have enough blocks to make it to mid with the kit, if you have the block kit I've seen before. So we could see one of those happen. My mic's too low, I can try to put it closer, I don't know. I hear that sometimes, but not from too many people. Just got going now, so we'll see no immediate, oh no, we do have a block, so blue, like I was talking about, has the kit here, so blue's going to be in mid first, but obviously no gear here. Just the kit, gonna try to grab some diamonds and run back before they get caught. Although, I suppose I guessed wrong, they did not run back. It's an interesting play to try to get a couple hits in with no gear, but eventually we are going to see them run back to mid there. Nothing on either egg right now. This is a pretty volatile time. We might see orange, we see over here trying to build over. Get a free egg at the beginning. Obsidian is getting placed down. I don't know if they had full obsidian. That could have been. We saw one of the players from blue put a terracotta down here in defense, but the other one was ready with obsidian. So they just lost an egg because of that terracotta getting put down prematurely. Do see the orange get knocked off, so no extra kills there, but that's kind of a fumble beginning of the game to put that terracotta down in front of where the obsidian should be. Obviously, terracotta, when you have a pickaxe, might as well not be there. I don't even know if it's still called terracotta or if it's clay or whatever, but we know what I'm talking about. I was gonna say still got 4 on 4. Now it's a 3 on 4. No idea what happened over there. 3 light blues alive, no egg. Looking at probably a quick round 1. See if anyone can bring it back though. Fighting here, there's a Slender Man and I don't know how that name is supposed to be pronounced. Turns into a 2v1. Blue's gonna run. Do they have space to get back to their bridge? They do. Live to fight another day. Although we do see an orange at blue's base as well. This is Daniel Pro. Gonna have just a straight up 3v3 at this base, it looks like. One orange goes down, two orange go down. A little bit of lag over here. Three orange go down. So, despite the initial egg loss, blue is not doing too badly here. In terms of fights, at least. Now, I don't know if this is on my end or if the Wi-Fi connection here is not super great, but we get what we can get sometimes. You can see over here, orange is going to have a diamond gen set up. It's level 3 already as well, so orange is going to start to get some gear, but you see they're not in mid, so although they have a level 3 gen, there are two level 2s in mid that blue's going to be using, so overall it will be pretty even. Do see some iron armor, so blue's going to have to retreat, not going to want to take that fight with no gear for sure. Orange is just going to try to aggro. I like this play. You're going to go in with the gear advantage while you have it. Makes sense. Although the gear advantage has more or less disappeared. You can see some chainmail on blue, not full iron, but chainmail and diamond sword, I would argue, is pretty even, if not better, than iron with an iron sword. Especially if you're fighting against leathers, which most of orange is. Iron armor is another. I did not see Daniel get over here. Daniel Pro lands and gets immediately voided. Same with the other iron armor. So again, if blue keeps their egg at the beginning, they have a real strong chance to win this game. See if they can bring it back still, but being a player down makes it a lot more difficult. We do have with the left click button, kicks are a lot more, they will actually happen now if there's some abnormal clicking, left or right. Not sure if it's both or just one. But I'm wondering if that's what happened to our blue that randomly died. Can't say for sure right now. Another orange goes down, and another orange is going to go down right here. So blue is really owning this game, aside from the first 30 seconds. Don't want to get knocked off here. That would be pretty catastrophic with only a couple people left. We see we have one blue over here. Issa. I'm not sure if that's the pronunciation for that name, but hanging out. Gonna try to get knocked off, but that's gonna be a rough take there. Orange are 3 out of 4. One of them's over there. Cinnamon gonna try to come back though, not really doing anything at mid. Gonna be tough to get the A against a full defense here. We do see one blue player goes down. It's 4v2 now. Still winnable, but 4v2 no egg is rough. It's like for the majority of this fight, G5-2, the blue player, was winning decently, but you can see a little precariously close to the edge. Gonna try to get away now. Might be a little bit low on health. And you can see maybe the reason they're getting away is there are actually two other oranges coming to assist here. Not sure where the other blue player is, who's still alive. This is 3 full irons and a 3v1 at mid, so 4 blue player G5-2 over here gonna be rough. Does get away-ish in time. I'm not sure if that gap got popped. We'll likely have time to eat one now, though. Looks like it was already popped if they're not trying to get another one. Other blue is in mid now, so it's going to be a set of two 2v1s. All I do have, this is a little bit of a breakaway here. If we have a high efficiency pickaxe here, maybe there's a chance. Try to get a knockoff. Daniel Pro clutches. That's a good play there. See, one of the oranges at mid does get killed, but another very precarious spot that narrowly is escaped from. Still a 1v1 going on over here. It looks like blue is winning this one pretty solidly, though. Can't get a void right there. Gonna try again. Was a nice little reposition to get around, and then the combo goes from the void. Two of the oranges went down, so now we got a clean 2v2 in mid. Slightly more gear on the side of Slenderman, the orange player here, but nothing too crazy. Check out this other fight. Orange gets voided. Now it's going to be, at least for the time being, a 2v1 in mid if G5-2 comes and assists over here. Little combo there for Slenderman. See if any oranges are on the way. Slenderman does go down. Got one orange over here back with gear. Everyone else has just respawned in leather. But again, level 3 gen over there. It's going to go pretty quick. I don't know if I see a chest or anything over here. Would probably help a little bit for post-deaths. But it looks like right now they're just going with their gen. Means blue has a little bit of an opportunity here. They will have the gear advantage for a couple minutes. But you can see already another orange does have iron. Albeit stone sword looks like. G5-2 goes straight in. Gonna people above him and below them gonna be tough to not get knocked off, but does not get knocked off. That was kind of crazy right there. Very well played. A lot of blocks going down. System TNT obviously not going to break the obsidian, but it's going to open it up a little bit, get rid of the ladders, and box in with obsidian right here. One non-obsidian block, going to make it a little harder, but hitting the head against that should still be able to get the egg fine, and does. 4v2, but gear advantage for blue. One orange goes down. Little 3v1 down here while G5-2 is hiding, but able to get away. A void there would have been huge, you don't see it. Now G5-2 is back, gonna make it a 3v2 again. Try not to get knocked off by the leather player, that would be the worst case scenario here. Looks like both blues are gonna build up, reevaluate, heal up a little bit. This game went from looking real dire to being pretty even. Blue still technically is disadvantaged, but watching these fights over the game, blue has consistently managed to win these 1v1s, even 1v2s. So 2v3, both teams eggless. I don't think blue minds this at all right now. I think they're pretty happy with the situation, given where we were a couple minutes ago. Check out what orange is doing over here. Nothing crazy. Little context for this game. Like I said, this is the last round of, or round 3 match. Winner of this game is going to fill in, obviously, the last spot in the quarterfinals. They're going to play a team called Beans and Rice. Now, Beans and Rice, I watched them last game they played. I was hosting their round 3 game, and they were pretty dominant. They looked like a real solid team. So, that'll be fun when we see that next round. Quarterfinals will start basically as soon as this game is over. Probably start getting scheduled tomorrow, so hopefully we'll get some of those as soon as we can. Nobody at mid right now. See this gen? Is it still level 2? It is. Generators hold more damage than they used to. Level 2s used to only be able to hold 5 at a time. I think it's 7 now. Very split right now. You see blue coming back to mid, but there is a whole middle in between any players right now. No fights going on. Everyone just trying to stack up. And as we get into this late game stacking up, you do have to consider that it's likely that pretty much every player on orange and blue is going to have a bow, if not a punch bow, so aggros are going to be harder to come by. Either going to be waiting for deathmatch, or we're going to have some sort of leap feather slash ender pearl slash etc. play to rush here. Also possible to just build up real high. But again, especially in a 2v3, assuming blue is the team that's going to aggro, you don't want to risk anything. Getting knocked off by a bow, putting your teammate in a 3v1 makes life real hard, I would say. Haven't seen yet so far this tournament emeralds being terribly impactful, so I'm curious if we see anything crazy here. With one team being in control of mid for so long. We do see One orange over here. Daniel is starting to run towards mid. See if blue sees. Looks like they haven't noticed so far. I would assume they have some bows. Not that it matters now. Daniel is solidly above mid. See one blue in mid. Other one's back at base right now. So we have two oranges on top. This is a little bit of a rough scenario. See if blue's is going to try to get back to base. I would imagine not, because you don't want to get bowed off here. See if any orange is paying attention in this bridge. Try to get a bow shot. Doesn't happen. Now we're fighting. So this is for the game right here, assuming nobody runs. You can see a bow from blue over here, going to make that harder. 3v2, straight up. Pretty even gear. Winner of this fight wins the game. I'm not sure what the plan from blue is right here. Little platform. Oh, we're sharing items. That's why you don't want to drop anything on the floor. So G5-2 probably bought two bows. Now they both have one. Unless the other blue player is just the better shot. They want to trade. Also possible. Going in now. G5-2 is going to take a 2v1. Goal from there is probably to get a 1v1 that's winnable, and then trade off, see if you can survive in the 2v1 for long enough. So this is a big thing right here. Right now the strategy is G5-2 is trying to survive, while, again, I'm not sure how you pronounce this, Isa gets a kill here. If this kill here is had, then it's a 2v2, and it's even. And like I said, blue has been consistently winning these evenly matched fights. But that does mean G5-2 has to live long enough to make that happen. And assuming this fight is even won by blue. Obviously, orange wins this 1v1. Game's pretty much over. 3v1 in Bedrock is nigh impossible. Does G5-2 doing real solid in this 2v1 though. Trying to not get knocked off here, but a little bit of lag. Might be on my end, not sure. That fight is still, you see orange gets a decent combo there, but helmet breaks from Daniel Pro. That's going to cause running. Looks like blue might both be trying to go for the helmetless player now, which is smart. Does a gap get off? It does not. Alright, so we're 2v2 now. Huge kill there. G5-2, 2v2 just ends, obviously. Now let that player in huge combo here. Is that going to go all the way off the edge? Not in one combo, but it will. Blue brings this game all the way back. Egg down at the beginning. Player down from unknown causes right at the beginning. 4v3 with no egg brought all the way back. Orange survives right here, but for the first time in this entire game is at a disadvantage. Gonna be real hard pressed to finish this game off here. Helmet breaks. Does get a gap off, but temporary solution. There we go. Good game. Good games all around. Real good start to the game from Orange. They just weren't able to finish it off there. Get me out of the EggWars game, please. Thank you. Yeah, real solidly played all around. Pretty incredible comeback from blue there. So that will be 1-0 in favor of Los Peludos is blue. Again, I butcher names. I apologize. I try my best. Waiting to get into game 2 now. Looks like this is our second match in a row. It's going to get played on birthday. Or second match in a row is going to be beach and then birthday. So you notice some similarities. The spawn islands look real similar, where you have one little island here, and then you have the smaller island with the diamond gen on it connected. This one is a little closer than the one on beaches. And mid is kind of similar in the sense that it's circular, but you have a lot more of complex fighting going on over here with the different layers and the stairs. Gens in the middle, you have gens up here as well. Couple diamond gens, couple gold gens. So this map will play a lot differently. You see usually less super quick egg breaks than you do with something like Beach, where it's just run straight across mid, get to the other team. Although it is possible, I've seen a couple times where a team will be a little sneaky. It's obviously on this mid, a lot easier to not be seen when you're getting towards another team. So we'll see if anything like that works out for people. Got both teams in here. We'll start momentarily here. Doing a quick final check, then we'll get moving. I would imagine on, see if we have the same players on blue from the one that got disconnected last time. Looks to be the same. Hopefully nothing like that happens. Hope for an even game this time. If you're blue, your goal is to not let your egg get broken immediately. If you remember from last game, we had kind of a miscommunication where someone from blue team put terracotta in front of the egg when the other player was trying to put obsidian down, which ended up resulting in the egg getting broken where obsidian should have been placed and would have prevented it from getting broken. So, you're blue, you communicate a little better and you avoid that. Game's a lot easier if you're playing the game with an egg, that's why it's called EggWars. Orange, trying to start off the same but get a couple kills, finish it off. We had one player disconnect, so Orange, after they broke the egg, only actually got one kill through the entire rest of the game. Blue is going to have the kit, the builder kit again, but again, that, on birthday. We'll get all the way there. I don't remember the birthday kit having that many blocks, I guess I'm outdated knowledge here. So blue's going to be at mid a minute before. I wonder if that's actually just the blue terracotta with the flareful texture pack. It might be. It might be silly. Both teams at mid now. Looks like orange is going to pull the same strategy. CG5-2, like I said last time, is actually running back. No other blues went to mid immediately, though. I lied, there's a blue up there. But this is going to be real tough to keep an egg. It looks like we're going to have another broken egg off spawn here. And we do. I would imagine that blue is going towards orange's base. Might have something similar. G5-2 has a diamond sword. Going to do tons of damage against leather. Help a lot. I would imagine blue wins this fight because 3v2 and having a diamond sword is a pretty enormous advantage. But again, blue loses their egg. Said they were going to try to start that off better. They did not. Have one blue here I would have expected going towards orange, but orange already has obsidian, so blue is just fighting in mid. Trying to get some gear, but the egg in EggWars once again has the advantage towards orange. Kill there. Brilliant kill effect as always. Orange is going back, see if we get a diamond gen upgrade here. I would imagine some diamonds. And we do. All the way to level 3. Pretty huge there. A little cheeky blockage of this staircase that actually happens pretty much every game on this map. It's pretty funny. 2v2 here. Any kills for orange are permanent. And we do have going to be a 3v3. Two more players coming up. We never actually get to that 3v3 though because orange loses a player. Now it's a 3v2 at mid. Now it's a 3v1 at mid. Huge combo from all the game here though. Might have been able to get a kill there if it maintained a 1v1, but obviously there were two more blues at that base. Blue does seem to be playing the no egg challenge a little bit. I tell you, they did it last game. Had no egg the whole round. Brought it all the way back. Pretty convincingly too. Pretty dominant in the fights here. See again, ladders on the orange egg that got broken last time by blue just coming in and dumping a couple TNTs on it. See if we see a similar strategy this game. But blue's goal seems to be, don't worry about the egg, just go in mid, out PvP your opponents, get some gear. It's not a bad idea. But it is going to be thwarted a little bit by the fact that, again, orange already has full diamond gen over here. See no one's coming along here. If you're blue, the last thing you want to do is take a fight on a bridge. More or less a 50-50. Played perfectly. Get back to your own safety and then knock him off. Two oranges with gear on G52 here. G52 does have a diamond sword, but not very much armor. Probably just going to try to run around until some backup arrives, I would imagine. Or, you know, orange is not going to have any bows yet if G52 finds a way to get back on the bridge, but backup has indeed arrived over here. Has to survive this fight right here and does not. Big kill from Slenderman there, so orange has equaled their number of final kills they got last game. It's a 4v3 now. Slenderman's going to go and try to get another kill. Blue, yeah. So I was incorrect about the kit, you guys. This is just, you know, the kit is like andesite. It looks similar to this, but this is just the terracotta in this texture pack. So I apologize for that one. See a kill from blue. I'd imagine at mid there. It means we still have a blue somewhere out here. Right over here. This is the most armored up blue we have. Compared to chainmail and leather, we have full iron, so still probably disadvantaged in a 2v1, not a fight you really want to take, but this fight is, you know, I don't know, if this chainmail player that only is a stone sword, I can't tell. If it's a stone sword, then this is a fight that you want to take, but it looks like they might both be iron. Pretty lucky there that that fall damage wasn't enough. That was a big fall after a bunch of hits. So you have a third orange player around here now, so blue's just gonna run away. Running away though towards orange's base with nobody here. The efficiency pickaxe will be able to get the egg here, but we see another blue player go down, so it's a 4v2 now. Does get the egg, and is able to survive being knocked off at least immediately after. Huge kill there. 2v3, and we see again blue start to bring it back. Not really a gear advantage though. Need to not get knocked off here, 3v1, and that does happen. So now we see differently than last game, and there we go. Didn't even get to finish talking. Orange gets the egg and is able to finish the game off this time. Difference between that game and last game. I'm going to say it again. Blue really, really needs to get a better start off here. EggWars is a very difficult game to win if you just lose your egg off spawn every time. That said, we are going to be tied up now. One win apiece here. Well played from Orange. I would be calling these two their team names, but Orange's name is Bkdrsoj. I don't know how you say that name, so I'm just going to call them Blue and Orange. You can look on the stream in the top right corner to see where the teams actually are. First game a little while. That's gone to 3. This is a best of 3. So next game here will determine which of these teams goes home. I guess they're at home anyway. Which of these teams leaves the tournament and which of these teams moves on to our quarterfinals. Gonna pause it real quick so I can get another private game going up here. Alright, our third map is going to be a map that you really rarely see in League games. I see this banned pretty consistently. The only map I think I've never seen is Waterfall. You see Waterfall getting banned basically every time. Map we're on right now is going to be Palace. Haven't seen this map on stream before. Probably. Take a peek. Palace, again, like most of these maps, normally a 4v4 map, but repurposed here. See, we have this, you know, aptly named Palace Castle for spawns here. A lot of funny fights happen on these stepping stone guys. Over here, we get into mid, and it's kind of similar to beach in that it's this circular mid where you have a couple gens on the sides over here. A couple diamond gens here, and then a diamond gen across from that over here. But obviously this staircase, this being a 3-block gap here, makes it play a lot differently. Going to be the battlefield for our tiebreaker, match point for both teams here, you could say, for our last Bedrock quarterfinal spot. We do have players in here. You can tell from the cages. I don't know why the players aren't showing up on my screen, but they're here, I promise. I like this cage. This is pretty funny. an apology video. 317 downvotes. Can't see downvotes on YouTube anymore. I'm sure we've had games go to 3 before. I've seen um, if you go to the bracket website, there have been a couple that were 2-1 victories, but in the earlier rounds here, it's been quite rare to have a 3-round game, so we are privileged here. Have some fun with it. Waiting on another one of our other teams again here. Still. Figured out how to use Onyx to hide the private game code, so I can get us in, see what the map is before the match is about to start. Yeah, sorry, cats, you're spamming. I gotta ban you. See you later. This map, I think, is going to be a little bit tough for blue to get over here to succeed in actually defending their egg, because this map, part of the reason it gets banned all the time is there are so many different little routes you can take at mid. You can go up, you can go over stuff, you can go around the sides here and build up this way. You can go up and build straight across right on top of the egg. It's tough to prevent an initial rush here. And blue has been the victim of 2 initial rushes in the first 20 seconds of each game. So again, need to see some defense there. I think if blue is able to succeed, get some defense going, then they'll have a real good chance. They've been, for the most part, winning their fights. Like, they have PvP'd overall, I'd say significantly better than Orange has this game. But nonetheless, they have a loss on the board because in both games, one of the games they brought back pretty heroically, but in both games, they've lost their egg off spawn. Makes it hard to do anything. You look in chat, someone's relogging. So we're just waiting on that here. Very nicely made map. I like Palace a lot. This is one of the, if not the first maps that was made when CubeCraft finally, if any Java players here remember, Java was stuck on 1.12.2, the Minecraft version, for a very long time. And because of that, you know, Java and Bedrock sharing a lot of their code, sharing map configurations, stuff like that, we weren't able to have any newer blocks and maps. So Palace was one of the first maps after we updated the version. You can see we kind of went crazy with all these different glazed terracottas and everything. I don't know this texture pack that well. I don't know what all these blocks are, but like the concrete, the glazed terracotta, the glowstone isn't new, obviously, but it looks nice in this design here. Hopefully someday we'll have this team actually relog and get in here. Don't want to see any weirdness, any forfeits because of time constraints here. That would be really sad after we have this nice 1-to-1 game, so I do pray that our team is able to get in here. Why are we beefing in stream chat? Can we not? I guess anything to pass the time, huh? take a minute here to peek at our bracket, see what's going on with that. Like I said, this is our last round 3 match. We have winner of this game going on to play Beans and Rice. Beans and Rice, who has 2-0'd all 3 teams they've played. They have 3 2-0s in a row. That's a very strong team. So hopefully, winner of that will have solid time. Nobody in this game still. After that, other quarterfinal matches that are scheduled. We have, if I butcher names, I apologize. We have Team Kuyo against Crifos, who Kuyo I know had a couple big games that were very televised, very popular. The game against Zambia Bypass, I think, was the big one. They have also 2-0'd everyone. Looks pretty similar with the team they've played against. So it looks like the team they played against might have won off of a couple forfeits. I see 1-0s instead of 2-0s. Quarterfinal match after that is Slayers and Team Lagcraft. A couple teams whose games I've also seen. A couple teams who are also undefeated. It looks like we notice a trend where the really good teams in a big tournament like this have a hard time losing games. And then the last quarterfinal match will be Battle Heroes and my favorite team name of the whole tournament, Shadow Wizard Monkey Gang. Both teams that also appear to be undefeated. So, whether that says anything about the balance of this tournament, I'm not sure. If every single team in the quarterfinals is undefeated. Although that will change here, because each of these teams obviously has lost one game in this round. One of them will move on. Here we go. Okay. We were getting real close to forfeit territory there, but thankfully we will have a game here. Everyone's in now. Hopefully get this game started ASAP so I can actually have something to talk about and not try to figure things out. Winner of this game moves on to quarterfinals. Quarterfinal round will start as soon as this game ends, tomorrow, essentially. Thank you, Thunder, for handling this properly, getting everyone in here. Much appreciated. And we start. Alright. So you see we get going here. There's one iron gen outside of here someone's going to take. Kit blocks get built over here. You can see Palace, similarly to Beach, the kit blocks do get you to mid. Same thing with blue. So we're going to have a little showdown of armorless players in mid are probably just going to keep away from each other. Grab the gear on their side and then run. All the game over here did run to the wrong side. Diamond Gen, if you run into mid from your base, is going to be on the left side for both teams. Symmetrical. Nothing hurt though. Now we got a couple people with armor. Dinner Pro is going to try to do what Orange has done both of the previous games. Looks like Sunderman's going to beat him to it though. This bridging is impressive with the 3 up, 3 up. Smart, trying to build just straight up to the egg, but you see, for the first game, blue has obsidian. I would imagine that the blue player who got to mid with no armor just grabbed gold, came back, and bought the obsidian. Dinner Pro's going to build themselves in, but no diamond pickaxe. Oh, they do have a diamond pickaxe. Impressively, but there are 4 blues there. No efficiency pickaxe, I should say. Last orange is going to run off. So, all 4 blues at base means orange does have mid control for the time being. They can grab some diamonds, so their initial push was not completely in vain. But for the first time in this entire set, we are past min into the game, and Los Peludos still have an egg. Now it can be pretty even. Orange obviously has obsidian at this point by now. A couple oranges still in mid. Blue is going to start to arrive. You can see this Isa over here has a diamond sword. 2v1 with a diamond sword against leather is certainly possible. Not actually 2v1 because G52 is in here as well. Orange is going to retreat. At least one will. 2 diamond swords, it looks like, for blue. That is quick for 2 diamond swords. But blue did get in here first. They got first couple diamonds, so makes sense. Orange has iron armor, but a... Oh, maybe I missaw this. Maybe this... Oh no, this is a different player. This is a third blue player mid who does not have a diamond sword. But as I was saying, orange Ollie over here has full iron, but only a wood sword, which is an interesting decision. Gonna make finishing any kills a little bit difficult. I would imagine something like a iron chest plate with the rust leather and having a diamond sword would be easier in fights there. Although if you're just looking at like 3v1s, 2v1s, then you might want the better armor to be able to live. See how they're doing a little fake push in there, trying to get blue player to jump down. No dice there. Daniel Pro twice, holy lisp. Daniel Pro tries to build up top, is stopped, but we have another orange going. Daniel Pro is getting comboed out by the leather player, but lives. Gonna go over here and check out this push, which is, I can't imagine going to account for very much. Still not late enough into the game that we're gonna have any crazy efficiency pickaxes, and wood sword here as well in a 3v1. Another orange. Daniel Pro does make it into here now. Not gonna go for egg, just gonna help fighting. You see all 4 blues at their base right now, along with their egg. Really trying hard to defend this. Now, again, orange might lose some gear here. They end up going down in a 4v2, but you still do have the rest of orange's free reign in mid right now. Both oranges go down, as expected in a 4v2, but nothing too terribly hurt because we have been farming in mid in the meantime. Go over to blue. No diamond gen yet, so no mid means no diamonds. Got to get back in there. If orange doesn't have a diamond gen by now, they will soon, shortly, because they've had 99% of the time in mid so far, they're going to have a diamond advantage. You can see the diamonds that blue has gotten, they've just gone straight towards buying gear, which is not unreasonable, but it means if blue players with gear die, you see right here, this player dies, then most of the diamonds that blue has had will be evaporated. But again, early game having a wood sword against a diamond sword is more or less unwinnable, not even trying to fight back, really trying to escape, but that doesn't work. Have 1 blue building over towards orange. I doubt we see an actual push in because leather armor, you're not going to get the egg, but could have been a distraction. Now you see we have all the blues, 3 out of 4. Similar ladder defense on this egg over here. Very breakable, but gonna need to have some way in. Block with obsidian, possibly. Slenderman you see is going to ignore all the people attacking, try to get an egg of their own, probably. If orange is able to defend successfully, we could see counter push on the other side, like I said, could see a blue egg go down. Good defense here from Daniel, it's a good combo. Ladders do get blown up. Attempted block in with obsidian there, doesn't pan out. But that obsidian is there, it's going to make it a little easier. Although it's really not in a very good place to break the egg. Second pass doesn't work, I'd imagine we're running out of obsidian pretty soon. Does run out of obsidian, but if orange doesn't realize that and go to the other side, the egg's going to get broken anyway. They do realize. Now we're just in a crit fest. Who has more health? We'll find out. It is orange. I can't tell you who the player names are. You can look. The team names are top right. It's Bkdrsoj and Los Peludos. Another crit fest going on here. Daniel's trying their luck in this. Iron sword, but iron armor against chain armor, so I suppose iron armor wins that one. Blue's push does get stopped, but the one I was pointing out who was going to go in was Slender Man, which we do, I believe, see go down there. So no push into blue. Slenderman, that was an earlier kill then. Slenderman is still alive, but Blue's egg is also still very much alive. Mid control for orange right now. Can check out if anything's changed over here. The reason I'm checking this is because once you have a diamond generator, you can see it's still broken. Once you have a diamond gen, you're not as worried about mid control. But right now, blue really wants to get into mid. Slenderman's going to try to run past some people. Fighting multiple people, fighting 2v1s on this little side mid-island on these stepping stones is rough because you're just getting knocked back from all these different angles. You're not worried about health, you're worried about getting voided. As we see from two different people there. Slenderman's going to build up, go straight for egg here. CG52 is, I'd imagine, going to go into the base, come up here to defend. Daniel almost gets pickaxed off the edge. Would have been rough. Does get taken out there. Other orange gets taken out there. A lot of that diamond advantage is now gone as our two orange players who are pushing go down. Ollie's up here, but 1v4 would be rough. 1v3 as G502 leaves, but still pretty equally difficult. We see both blues go up to defend there. Ollie's getting attacked from behind, get knocked off. Now on the base, I was going to assume they would try to just run back across the bridge, live another day, but that is not what happens. Might have a high efficiency pickaxe here trying to go for a kill on this egg, but in a 3v1, just getting pinned into this corner. A lot of wood swords, kind of death by 1,000 pricks here. Death does happen eventually. Yeah, I've seen, as we saw earlier, we have a decent amount of blue attacks on orange here. This is, orange hasn't broken any of this obsidian, so you can see, like, if I were to break this terracotta right here, then I only have to place 2 obsidian down. Third one right here to be safe. So there is some block-in opportunity here that orange has not covered for completely, especially with orange being mostly in leather now. See if that ends up meaning anything. Cinnamon is also trying to get a pickaxe kill, going to trade off with Daniel, who does have an actual weapon, and gets the kill. You notice Daniel looks like intentionally didn't get a second hit. Would have sent them into the island there, so that's smart. Smart play there. Don't always just gotta click as fast as you possibly can. You know, when we're at 50 minutes, one of the longer rounds. I like it though. Very even matchup here. An iron pickaxe at orange's egg, which realistically is not going to be doing anything. But it was a valiant effort. Blue is not, is going to leave. Looked like they were just going to go right back up to the egg, but just hanging out of this island right now. Having an enemy player at this island is annoying. It just means it's going to be harder for your team to get to and from mid, but that enemy player being leather, they're not going to provide that much crazy defense. See, this is technically even here, but you see Sunderman running. A reason why orange is running here is because they're going to have a bunch of gear, a bunch of diamonds on them. Blue really has nothing to lose here. But blue getting a kill here is huge because based on the Slenderman being the only person in mid, he probably has 40, 50 diamonds on them. Which means death would be real rough. Is able to get back, so we will see some iron armor on Slenderman in a minute here. I need to have my thunder sounds on. Just had a blue not get blocked in right here, but somewhere. Orange egg goes down. That was G52 gets it. Didn't even realize they were at the space. For the first time in all 3 games, we have blue with an egg, orange with no egg. And we have a couple oranges who are kind of stranded at mid here. See if blue can try to wrap this up real quick. G52 is just headhunting for kills right now. Dana Pro goes down. Orange, these two are going to hit kind of a last ditch, maybe a high efficiency pickaxe here, going to hit a last ditch effort on the egg, but see if it pans out. Egg is broken. I was correct. That was probably a max efficiency pickaxe. But we lose another orange. One orange and leather running away. One orange in a 1v4 at the blue base here. Even eggs, but game scenario not looking so even. Desperation fireball there, but getting blocked in, cornered with 4 blue players. The other orange will have the opportunity to escape a little bit because all 4 blues are mobbing our lol over here. Does manage to get away somehow, some way. That's actually pretty incredible to escape there. You guys remember round one, blue did pull back a 2v4. Orange is in the same scenario now. If they want to win, they do have to be able to do the same thing. Arlo does not want to be taking this fight against a diamond sword with no helmet. That's what's going to happen. 1v4 now. Slenderman does have gear, was in leather before, but sees a void here. So, well played by both teams. One of our very few, honestly, 2-1 games we've had, but end of the day, we do see Los Peludos win round 1 and round 3. For the 2-1 victory, we'll see them against Beans and Rice in our quarterfinals. That was the last quarterfinal slot, which means shortly after this, if you check out the league table channel in Discord, you go to the challenge bracket, you'll see the quarterfinals fully set out, ready for that to start happening this week. That's all I got. Well played both teams. Almost an hour going on here. Kind of crazy. See you guys, me or someone will, next game. Probably going to be a Java game, I would imagine, although maybe not. We might see a couple quarterfinal Bedrock games get started. See what happens. Have a good rest of your day, afternoon, night, whatever it is. Time zones are crazy.